for you, man. That's what I was going to ask you. Is it seems like a lot of times when it rains buckets of crap, it pours buckets of crap. Sorry to hear about your fiance, and you recently lost a family pet.
Yeah,
that's a hard thing to deal with. We've all been through it.
My baby. It's been
Lisa.
Lisa. It's been a really messed up year. I started with the fiance. Before she left, my union with her, my announcement of being engaged, led to a separation between myself and my family. To have a girl who's half Persian and half German for a Jewish family to deal with is probably the most caustic combination you can imagine. So they didn't want to accept that and kind of divorced themselves from me for a while. And then she left as a result of a combination of things, that and her instability and her not being able to deal with this life, with me being away for as long as I am, and with having to deal with being the fiance of David Draiman, with all the connotations that come along with that, true or false. I've been a pretty damn good boy for like about 4 or 5 years, but everyone else would have you believe that I'm still this maniac. And it's really not the case. I had my time. I'm sure I racked up Gene Simmons-like numbers in my day, but
really, up to thousands, huh?
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it.
Man, right here.
It is what it is.
I was going to say me too.
Then my father had a reconstructive back surgery, to the extent where they had to place cadaver bone into his spine because a vertebrae that had deteriorated. He's still recovering from that. My mother had a small heart attack a couple weeks ago. I'm trying to sell my house in Chicago with everything I got, to try and get out of Chicago and get to someplace warm, so I don't have to deal with Chicago winters anymore.
Where are you thinking?
I'm actually been thinking about Austin, Texas.
Really? Interesting.
The most liberal city in Texas, beautiful hill country, state income tax free.
There you go. That helps.
And relatively sheltered from natural disasters, great schools for when I want to have children, and I do. One day I need to find the right woman. And, it's just very tranquil, and I'd like to have a fresh start. And, it's just been overall rough. And then the icing on the cake, not in a good way, obviously, was my poor baby, Lisa. She was only 7 years old.
What kind of dog?
She was Nikita. And the sweetest, Nikita you'd ever met. Not a mean bone in her body. And,
cancer?
Yeah, osteosarcoma, really aggressive bone cancer. It had already eaten away her entire leg and had gone into the spine. It was already manifesting on the skin. She wasn't eating, and she was defecating blood. And it was just crying when I would pick her up, and it got to the point where I just couldn't handle it anymore. I couldn't see her go.
Couldn't go exactly.
She wasn't a candidate for chemotherapy. She wasn't a candidate for anything. So it was just prolonging the inevitable. And unfortunately, I had to do it while I was on tour. So that really tore me apart.
I bet.
Then, the whole beginning of this run, I've been sick. Up until recently.
What else is going on, man?
Stress and depression,
It's
unfortunately,
awful,
have an effect on your body.